really miss witchy planning and feeling all ignited and excited about my readings and my tarot and astrology and my spiritual practice in general. And I don't know how to get it back. Hi everybody, my name is Veryn. Welcome to my channel. I am here today to just kind of ramble and talk about what's been going on. Talk about where I'm at. Since if you're seeing this, you care enough to keep updated, or you're just feeling nosy, which no judgment. I am nosy all the time. So I don't know. I thought maybe it could be helpful to me, to someone else, who knows, to excuse the animal hair fluff floating, to talk about it. I don't know. It kind of started in, I guess, the beginning of the summer, where I just hit a wall. I did do a video where I talked about, like I titled it, I'm Back Where I've Been, and it was, I'll link it up above in the cards. That was my attempting to return to YouTube. And in fact, it was even before the summer began. But I just kind of hit a wall one day. And I mentioned in my first video back, which was my favorite 3-card tarot spread, linked up above, that I don't know which side it'll be on. Anyways, that I am trying now to find the cracks and the doors in the wall to help me get through, because I miss it, because I don't know how to emphasize this properly. Everything stopped. The only thing that continued was wearing my daily card pull. But like, I barely journaled. I barely did tarot readings. My life just like changed. I don't know, or it's changing. If you haven't been here, I am in my death card year. 2023 for me, numerologically speaking, is a death card year, and the death card in tarot is all about transformation and change and rebirth, and definitely feeling it. I'm also in my 9th house annual perfection year, and that's an astrology practice from traditional Hellenistic astrology, where, if I am recalling correctly, I'll confirm, and if I'm incorrect, I'll correct it down there. Where every year from your birthday until your next birthday, you enter a new perfection year. And it essentially is the astrology saying this part of your chart is lit up. And the houses in astrology kind of correspond to areas of life. And I'm in my 9th house one. And the 9th house is all about spirit and study. It's post-secondary education. It's spirituality, personal philosophy, morals, all of these kinds of things. And the combo of the two, it hasn't manifested the way I thought it would. I did not predict difficulty. In fact, I am sort of a dumbass. And I sat there and I was like, this is going to be fabulous. I'm having my 9th house perfection year. So I'm going to have, of course, spiritual awakening. And clearly everything's going to be fantastic. And I'm going to like be very witchy. Nope. Not what happened. That is not what ended up happening at all. I won't lie. There was times where, and there have been times when I've been really scared. And yes, scared is accurate, that I'm just like done with tarot. And what if I'm done with astrology? And what if I'm done with the witchy stuff. Even though I know that that's not true, I feel my witchiness through the core of who I am as a person. And I was still scared because I didn't know what was going on. I've never had this kind of huge wall hitting. A part of what happened was that I know for sure. Oh, if you're wondering, I just have like earbuds in. If you see them and you wonder. And I dropped it. One sec. I do know a part of what happened is that, like, there was a huge portion of my life there where I was spending 99% of my time on the internet. And it was to fill holes and in replacement of other areas of my life. And that was not okay. And something clicked, and I didn't want to just live life on the internet anymore. I wanted to live life live and in person. And I do. And like I talked about in that I'm Back video, life is fantastic. Life has changed so much, and it is wonderful. I am having the time of my life. I didn't know life could be so much fun. And there's still a lot of things that I want to work on and that I need to work on. And my spiritual stuff is one of them. And it's really bothering me today. I'm just kind of sitting here. By the time you're seeing this, it's later. That's if I actually post this. However, at the time of filming it, today I edited and uploaded and got the video ready, my first video back, that favorite 3-card spread, which I linked up above. I edited and uploaded that today after filming it yesterday. And I also did some work updating my website, so you can check that out in the description box. Essentially updating my website, I just updated my name on it, and I updated the pricing. I finally removed the sale price that was supposed to be for like a month and lasted for over a year. Anyways, I'm just sitting here and I want to do something witchy and something spiritual and something in my planner. And I have no ideas. I have no ideas. And this is what has been happening. I just don't end up, I don't end up knowing what to do. And so I stop and I don't really do anything except I end up like watching TV, which isn't what I want to do all the time. I have this beautiful setup in my room here, which I love. We finally got our house settled into a setup that we feel really good about. It's not fully done. Still some decluttering happening and reorganizing, but I want to do something that feels purposeful and magical and ignites a spark within me of excitement and creativity and inspiration. And I don't have any ideas. And that makes me really unbearably sad. And it freaks me out. So, first order of business, if you're watching this and you've ever had a phase like this, or you're in a phase like this now, or whatnot, leave a comment down below. I want us to know that we're not alone. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's experiencing or who has experienced this. I'm sure I'm not the only one. And so leave a comment, and we will get some, I don't know, companionship going. And if you have gone through this, if this was a phase that you've experienced, please let those of us who are currently going through this know now. how you got through it, any tips, any tricks. Perhaps if you have a channel doing a VR to talk about it, would be incredible. I really don't know what to do and how to get through this and how to help myself move forward. Before all this started, let's see, I was doing my daily pull. I would do new moon readings, and I would try and do full moon readings, and I would do moon return readings, and I do a reading every month. This I do still do when the sun moves into the new season. The difference being I don't really... My journal's not really super decorative anymore right now. So I have been journaling again more. I just started a new journal. And so I have a seasonal check-in, which I did, which was great. I put a quote in the front. Never did anything here. I don't know if I'm going to. Because the problem is, for me, I did my tarot tracking spread. The problem is, for me, if I try and force it too much, I'll just shut down. And that's not at all anything I can really control. That's just nature of how my brain works. So I'm trying not to push it. But like, I recently did a moon return reading, except I didn't really journal and do much of a reading. And I've been trying to do all the things, and I guess it feels kind of pointless. Like, Veryn, why are you doing all these things? What's the point? You're not actually doing something with these things. Like, you pull cards, but then, and you interpret them, but then you don't do anything about it. And perhaps that's the issue. Certainly painful to think about and to realize and talk about. But perhaps that's the issue, in that I'm so tired of spending all this time doing something just to do it. I want more with my spiritual practice. I want there to be more in it. I want more follow through. I want more action. I want to do spell work and rituals. I don't want to necessarily do a bunch of readings all the time. I want more action and activity and energy in my work. So I don't know what to do, I guess. When you're a part of the witchy community and you come here on YouTube to try and gain ideas, or to just see what other people are up to, there's not much. Our sacred practices, our sacred lives, our spiritual practices, they're so important to us, and they share such special and vulnerable parts of ourselves that it's very understandable not a lot of people want to share, like, spell work they do. And so a lot of what we see is either like people will be like, I'm doing some spell work, but they won't talk about any of the specifics. Again, I'm not judging, like, that makes sense. It just creates this space where what we see here on YouTube, what I see here on YouTube, is people doing tarot readings, or people just talking about the fact that they use their tarot and showing things without a lot of examples of the other kind of stuff, the more active kind of stuff, the stuff that is called in like more fancy magic. I'm going to use the word fancy. I'm a fancy bitch. Like, I don't look it right now. I'm just wearing a tank top and I'm filming on the fly, and I wasn't planning to film. I don't look fancy at all right now. I live to feel luxurious. And that's why, like, my journal, unless it feels luxurious and fancy and nice, I don't keep up with it. Probably why I'm having trouble keeping up with it. But fancy magic, like big rituals or intricate spell work, I don't see a lot of people sharing as much about that. Because again, it's such a sacred and special and vulnerable part of ourselves. And I'm a maximalist, elaborate person. I'm not simple. I'm not easygoing. I mean, sort of, but not really. I'm a high maintenance bitch. I think I need to bring back some luxuriousness in some way. And I'm already kind of feeling the pull towards and thinking of my word for next year. I don't want to talk directly about what I think it is yet. But I can feel that pulling. And I really want to the things I do to feel special and intentional and on purpose. I don't want the things I do to feel like they're just happening because they're just happening. Unless they're things that I'm doing because I literally have to do them, and otherwise I wouldn't give a shit, like cleaning the dishes. Things like washing the dishes, which I truly don't give a shit about and I wish I didn't have to do, that I would like to just automate as much as possible and habitualize and ritualize it as much as possible, so that way I can do it with minimal effort and minimal time. I think. But I don't know. Maybe I'd be better off fancifying and ritualizing it in ritualizing it more in the witchy sense. I don't know what the answers are. I know I'm completely rebuilding my life right now. And it just kind of happened suddenly where I finally reached the point I was ready. I thought I was ready many times before. I talked about being ready a lot before. And then just suddenly, it felt sudden at the time, I reached the point where I was ready. I was ready for things to be different. I was ready to put in the work, because it's a lot of hard work to change the entirety of how you live and function in day-to-day life. I picture a much more intentional and decadent life for myself. It doesn't have to be expensive. When I talk about luxury and decadence and those kinds of things, I don't mean expensive, but I mean things that give you that feeling, you know, that, I don't know how to explain it, but that feeling. When I hit my walls, I lost some of my ability to hold space for myself with intention with regards to my spiritual stuff. Like my journaling. I love my journaling. I love poring over my journal. And I used to just, I used to prize and prioritize. I used to prize and prioritize my bedtime journaling routine where I would make sure to sit down and get ready for the day. I don't do it anymore. I'm starting from square one. It feels very much like I've been through a tower, except it doesn't feel terrible. But it very much feels like there's naught but ash left. And now I'm sweeping away the ash and seeing what's underneath. And what's underneath is, I don't know. Anyways, I don't really have a succinct way to end this video. I think I just wanted to like witness myself in this. And I also wanted to share this because there could be other people out there going through this who might be feeling very alone right now, and maybe seeing this, they'll feel less alone. And I also wanted to share in the hopes that maybe there's people who have gone through this, and maybe we can start some sort of a conversation. There's so many of us that craft our own spiritual practice that come from spiritual and religious trauma. And I think a thing we do that is an overcorrection to an extent is our world, our worldview as a society, at least in my parts of the world, is like you either have organized religion or you have nothing that you talk about, right? Because there's all the taboos and all the trauma and stuff and all the religious trauma and stuff related towards witchcraft. That's like how it's evil and blah, blah, all the crap, right? So I think sometimes that causes some of us to overcorrect to the point where even when we want to talk about something and even when we want to share, we keep ourselves quiet because what we're doing in some way is not the norm. And so, and so maybe we're not supposed to talk about it. I think that that it's very understandable that people might feel that way. And I also think that it only serves to harm us, because I think a lot of us individually end up going through spiritual struggles and feeling very alone while that happens. I know I am, and I do, and I'm there currently. And it's so painful because I've always thought of myself and felt like a very spiritual person. It's incredibly painful for me to feel so alone while spiritually struggling. So this video. I don't know. Maybe other people can relate. If you are in this with me, hi. Feel free to say hi in the comments. Just because we could get through it alone doesn't mean we should necessarily have to. I'm here. So we can chat in the comments. Maybe people have gone through this who have tips or just can offer a light at the end of the tunnel that, like, this is a thing that will pass and that happens sometimes. Maybe this starts a conversation. I don't know. Either way, that's it. That's my ramble. I hope you found this interesting or something. I'm going to let you go here. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, all that crap. I really don't want to do the spiel after the end of a video like this. You know what to do. It would help a lot. I love you all, and I'll see you again very soon. Lots of love. Bye.